So, I'm currently a fourth-year computer science student at a pretty respected university and was looking to graduate this semester. One of the classes I was taking was a class in modern advancements and trends in the field of technology. While the class didn't require too much heavy lifting, it still was a higher level one and required a good amount of work. For our final, our professor had assigned us a 20-page research paper into a current or possible future technology of our choice within the field. I did my paper on Helium-3 power generation. I worked my ass off on this paper and in the end was super proud of it. The papers were due last night at midnight and I held off on submitting my final draft till the end to get it as clean as possible. This is where I fucked up big time. Let me tell you a little about myself. I don't work a normal job. I tried it in my first year of school and I really didn't like it. I've worked internships when they came up, but outside of that I really didn't work. This and being a student really doesn't mix well though. So, I had to make money some way. For the past 3 years I've gotten by on writing hardcore erotica on commission. Specifically, for furries. I would write anything, any fetish, any premise, anything. In some parts of that community I became really popular. At one point I was making almost $2,500 on Patreon along with the amounts I charged to my customers. Am I proud of this? No. I have written some really disgusting stuff, but it paid the bills and the money was too good to pass up. I told myself the minute I got a real job I was cutting and running from this work. Well, this brings us to last night. I had not gotten any sleep for the past few nights. I had multiple projects due that in the span of a few days. I was running on nothing but coffee and Rockstar. I was nothing more than a walking corpse and wanted to do nothing but sleep. I ended up doing my last read-over of my final paper and submitted it before sleeping. However, instead of submitting my final paper, I somehow submitted one of the commissions I was working on. This commission is not light either. It is almost 10 pages long and contains a variety of things including vor and scat. So, I went to bed. Submissions for the final locked in my academic career was sentenced to death then and there. When I woke up this morning I checked my grades for my other classes before noticing an email from my professor. All it says was to come to his office after class today. I don't know how I'm going to explain why instead of my final I submitted a hardcore erotic story with a wolf man jacking off in a dragon's stomach. But yeah, I fucked up big time. The next day, well, I just left his office and I still feel like shit. Not as much though. I took some advice from here and printed my paper out and had it with me. I won't lie. When I sat down with him I was already almost in tears from the stress and embarrassment. I guess he picked up on that because he tried to be as nice as possible and told me to calm down and just explain what happened. I ran down pretty much everything I said here. While he didn't agree with the avenue I was taking to make money, he understood why I was doing it. He had checked the submissions last night after the deadline and my submission's name stuck out immediately. I've taken a class from him before and wasn't a student, so he guessed I had submitted the wrong file on accident. He told me he read the first page and realized it probably wasn't meant for him to read. I gave him the copy I brought and he accepted it. He told me to email him the file and he would replace the one I had submitted and that we would pretend this never happened. He seemed to at least have a good sense of humor as he told me that what I had originally submitted was well written, at least from what he read. Like I said, I still feel like fucking shit right now. At least he understood that I'm just an idiot and not malicious.